Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at how to identify something or describe something using a relative clause. So in Japanese, as in English, a noun can be modified or described by a clause. So we'll start here with adjectives, an adjective clause followed by a noun. And we can put that into its plain present or plain past tense. So we have here, Japan has lots of volcanoes. Nihon wa kaizan ga oi desu. It's a very simple sentence. But if we wish to get more descriptive with our sentence, for example, Japan is a country with lots of volcanoes, we can simply insert a relative clause into the sentence. And we're going to do that by placing a noun after the descriptive clause. For example, Nihon wa kaizan ga oi kuni desu. So in this case, the difference is that we've inserted the word country, which is kuni, into the sentence after oi. So in this sentence, kaizan ga oi is the clause that modifies kuni. In our second example, Japan, which has lots of volcanoes, also has lots of hot springs. Kaizan ga oi Nihon wa onsen mo oi desu. So in this sentence, kaizan ga oi is the clause that modifies Nihon. Nihon is our noun. So we could take out which has lots of volcanoes and simply be left with Japan also has lots of hot springs. But we want to be more descriptive with our sentence by inserting this clause in. So we simply attach it before the noun, kaizan ga oi Nihon, and then follow on with the rest of our sentence. In our next example, that inn, which used to have expensive tariffs, has become cheap recently. 料金が高かったその旅館は最近安くなりました。So in this sentence, 料金が高かった is the clause that modifies or describes or identifies further the noun, which is その旅館, that ryokan or that inn. So again, we could take that out of our sentence, which used to have expensive tariffs, and we are simply left with that inn has become cheap recently. But again, we want to be more descriptive about which inn, which hotel are we talking about? It's the one that used to have expensive tariffs. Now please note that there are no equivalent words for which, with, that, etc. in Japanese. So when we're looking at the direct translations, we can't actually pinpoint a specific word that means which or with or that. That's just how it translates into English. And the negative forms are not used very often. Unlike English, the noun being modified comes after the clause. So as we can see here in blue, in English, the noun comes at the start of the sentence and the clause comes after it. Whereas in Japanese, that's reversed. We have the part that describes the noun first, followed by the noun itself. So if we wish to do the same thing but with a na adjective clause, we're going to use the adjective in its plain present state followed by na, or its plain past followed by datta, and then followed by the noun. For example, Okinawa is a place with lovely beaches. Okinawa wa umi ga kirei na tokoro desu. So we have here our na adjective clause, which is umi ga kirei na, lovely beaches or pretty beaches. And our noun in this case is the word place, tokoro. So what we're doing is describing the place that has lovely beaches. In our next example, Okinawa, which has lovely beaches, is in the south of Japan. So we're adding further information again to describe Okinawa. Umi ga kirei na Okinawa wa Nihon no minami ni arimasu. So what we have here is our adjective clause at the start, umi ga kirei na, lovely beaches, followed by our noun, which is Okinawa. So we have here Okinawa, which has lovely beaches. And then at the end we have is in the south of Japan. Nihon no minami ni arimasu. So again, we can take out this part here, which has lovely beaches, and we're left with a completely grammatically correct sentence. Okinawa is in the south of Japan. But we want to be more descriptive about Okinawa. We want to say Okinawa, which has lovely beaches, is in the south of Japan. And finally here, that sea, which used to have clean water a long time ago, is now dirty. 昔、水がきれいだったそう海は今汚いです。So our adjective clause here is which used to have clean water, 水がきれいだった, and our noun is that sea, which is その海. And so what we've done here is we've described the ocean or the sea that we're talking about. It's the sea that used to have clean water. Now please note that the particle before the na adjective is usually ga or no instead of wa. And finally, using a noun clause with plain present plus no or plain past plus datta and our noun. So that tree which has purple flowers is called a jacaranda. あの花が紫色の木はジャカランダという木です。And in our final example here, that person, who was my primary school teacher, is now a famous rock star. 私の小学校の先生だったあの人は今有名なロックスターです。So in this case, our noun clause is 私の小学校の先生だった. So it's our noun clause in its plain past tense. And we've finished with our noun here, which is あの人, that person. So that's about all for this topic, but if you have any questions or comments, please let me know.